Power breathing is an advanced Wim Hof method breathing practice, and it's designed to take your breath work to the next level. It doesn't need to be practiced all the time. Let me make that clear from the start. Power breathing can be a much more intense form of breath work, and it has the ability to connect you to your mind and body in ways that are really transformative. This practice is designed for experienced breathers, so if you're still new or still trying to get control with your breath, perhaps just leave it for a little while. Power breathing can stimulate a release of deep emotional and physical energy. It's not uncommon to experience chills along your spine or powerful waves of electricity pulsing through your body or head. Some even describe the sensation as if they're dissolving into millions of energy particles. This practice is not about just oxygenating the body, it's about activating parts of the brain and body that usually lie dormant. Some scientists suggest that during this exercise and practice, we may be triggering a natural release of DMT, known as the spirit molecule, and this may explain some of the intense and vivid sensations that people can experience through this practice. Power breathing, it's very, very crucial that we listen to our body. Approach it with respect and patience, and over time this technique can really help you unlock deeper levels of consciousness and awareness, but it really requires experience with that connection. So I'll go through the protocol of how to do this particular breath through the recording that we have for you. It's designed for you to really follow your own breath and follow that rhythm. So there isn't as much voice coming into it, because the voice can kind of bring us back into time, let's say. Whereas when you're just following the breath and your own rhythm, you can kind of get lost in away from time. So I'm kind of mentioned at the start there, it's not necessarily an everyday practice. So this is not it's not an AM practice each and every day, although it could be if you wanted it to be. But throughout this week and then beyond, I would recommend doing this practice at least once per week. Once you feel that you've got control with the diaphragm and with your breathing. The protocol for this particular breath, it works through rounds. So you can do anywhere from 3 to 6 rounds with this breath. In a particular round, there's 3 gears. So we're basically breathing fully. So this time it's a bit more of a circular breath, both fully in and fully out. The rhythm works through 3 gears. So you're starting off at a little bit faster perhaps than the normal rate of breathing, but full in and full out. You then, after 20 breaths, move through into the 2nd gear. So you're breathing a little bit quicker. And then after 20 breaths, you're then breathing a little bit quicker once more. You will get some guidance and you'll be able to hear breathing in the background through the recording. But in your own practice, what you're doing here is basically just connecting with a breath that you can keep a solid rhythm for 20 breaths, that you can then keep the rhythm once you pick up the pace, and then even more so. So what that may look like and what recommendation perhaps I can provide is that you start with a 4 count. So you breathe in fully for 4, you let go and exhale for 4. You do that for your first gear for 20 breaths. Then when you gear up, you go to 2 in and 2 out. Now that doesn't have to be 2 seconds, it's 2 counts. So whatever the same count was, and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. After 20 breaths, you then go to the 3rd gear, which could look like a 1-1. This is where the control matters. So this is where you don't want to be breathing chest and then belly. You don't want to be breathing just high up in the chest, just hyperventilating yourself. You still really want the fullness of the breath. So still starting by working the diaphragm, filling the belly, rib cage expanding, lungs expanding, and getting a full breath in. At points through this practice though, it won't necessarily matter so much about the technique, but this is where it is important to have the techniques in place before doing expansive practices like this, so we can kind of let go of the how and really just flow with the breath and really trust the practice. through it, or once you've got to that end of that third gear, you're then holding your breath. Now, with this particular practice, and through the one that we do, there's inhale, hold, there's exhale, hold, and it mixes it up. And you can mix it up within your own practice. But you'll get a little bit of a different sensation here where you hold at the top of the inhale. And you've got an option there. You can either hold and just feel the pressure, feel the tension, feel the body, feel the sensations. The heart really begins to pump in this manner. You can then bring some energy and tension to the body and bring that energy through your energetic centers or through your body and bring that up to your head and feel the pressure that is being created. Now, it's a 10 to 15 second hold generally here. In your own practice though, begin to explore holding after the exhale, holding after the inhale, what feels good, and trust it. Really just trust your own breath, trust your holds through the practice as you continue to advance, and really just get comfortable with breathing deeply, perhaps a little bit more intensely, and knowing that you are okay. Allow the physical sensations to come, whether that is the tingling, whether it's the hot and the cold, whether it's some tightness, whether it's some fear and some negative thoughts that are coming up. Stay with your breath and allow yourself to push through any resistance that comes up. But listen to your body, trust your body. And so when I say listen to your body, trust the sensations that are there, and really learn to navigate whether it is a perceived pain or whether it is real. And this connection through the practice will significantly help, but then also in your day-to-day, it's going to compound and really help you with this mind-body connection. So as always, there may be some more questions with this particular practice. Please ask away if you're unsure about anything. It's best to do this practice on your own without distractions in a nice, safe, comfortable environment, and give yourself the space to practice it. It will go a bit longer than the other practices, but yeah, really allow yourself to have space to land back into your body, to be able to process any of those thoughts and emotions that come up and through the practice. So give yourself space after the practice to do this. You don't want to rush this practice and then rush off out into work or tasks within your day-to-day. Really give yourself the space to reflect, to journal, and allow yourself to process what is a very powerful, deep experience that you have through this type of breathing. Enjoy the practice. It's one that I was doing every day for about 2 or 3 months, and now I go back to it perhaps once a week or once every couple of weeks over the standard Wim Hof breathing. And I always find that this gives me a big energy rush, a big boost, and I really feel it's helping cleanse and shift out a lot of the waste and a lot of the the mumbo jumbo perhaps that goes on in the mind. So really allows you to shift a lot of physical waste, emotional and mental perhaps also, and to be able to reset yourself and become really clear. So yeah, enjoy. Any questions, reach out, and feel the power of breathing in this power breathing practice.